Reign Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs continues. And our featured guest this week, the one and only Joe Cathapietra, the manager of the Kansas City Monarchs. Looking good. I love the jersey there. You're looking great there, representing the big KC there. How you doing, mate?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hanging in there. Let's just start jumping in and let's rewind the clock. When you and I, we have this conversation a lot during the season. You and I, I'll mention a number and you'll say, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we kind of reflect after the season. So overall, reflecting back, how you feeling about 2022?
Yeah, I'm starting to, you start to look back now, after you kind of get your head off the pillow a little bit. And obviously, the ultimate goal was to win the championship. And, we fell a little short winning the big championship. We
Right.
won a championship, a division championship, a league, the league championship eluded us this year, unfortunately, but we won a lot of games, and proud of the organization, proud of our players, and we just came up a little short to the ultimate goal.
Well, it's a heck of a ride, though. Heck of a ride. We look back on 22, and if we put it away for ever, at least go to 23, you look back at the dawning schedule that August/September was going to have, and it was a minefield. But August and September turned out to be pretty solid for the ball club. That was a huge accomplishment. Was that one of the tougher August, Septembers you've ever gone through as a manager?
I mean, we've gone through some tough Augusts before, but that was up there, that's for sure. We knew going into it, and even the year prior, we had a tough August. But this one, when we looked at it and we looked at the schedule and we saw where we were at, going into it, we knew we were going to have to play really well. And, the club was up for a challenge, and they played really well at the end.
We also talk about, I do a lot of course, my job is to put the numbers together and tell people about the winning seasons and the playoffs. And there's something building here, this legacy that's building here. Another winning season, playoff appearances, all of that going, home run numbers, great pitching numbers, all these things. Is there anything that you're looking back on from that perspective from the season you're most proud of?
No, you just, you're proud of what the players accomplished, at a whole, on a whole in the organization. And, I guess just the whole picture, really. I think that's how we're looking at it, is just the big picture.
Big picture. 23 is in the books. Let's move to 22, or 22 is in the books. Let's move to 20. Got my years backwards there. 23, we're looking forward to 23. Of course, we're in the off season. Hot stove. It's basically procedural stuff right now, what we're doing. I want the fans to understand what this, because they see this, I'm sure, on the league website, or I may talk about in the show, the exercising an option. Now, we've talked a little bit about that. Can you give the fans in a nutshell what that really means? What are they seeing when they see the Monarchs have exercised the option on John Hernandez? What does that mean?
Well, when everyone signs the year prior's contract, the league has an option, the team has the option for the upcoming season. So it's just a formality that we pick up the option for the upcoming season, which is now the 2023 season. So basically that's all it is. That doesn't mean that the player is going to be with us in the 2023 season. It's just the club is exercising the option that's already built into the contract. So it's just basically a formality that we go ahead and we do for the majority of the players. We don't do it for all the players, but the majority of the players. Some players we exercise their free agency, especially some players like a Darnell Sweeney that has been with us for a number of years. And basically we're just giving Darnell the options and the flexibilities to see what he decides that he wants to do for his future, moving forward. So it's just a formality, really. And
Right.
The flexibility of some players that have been with us for an extended period of time.
That's Joe Cathapietra's voice. I'm Dan Vaughn, voice of the Monarchs. Of course, Joe, the man of the top step for the Kansas City Monarchs. And yeah, that's something I've talked about before. And I know that you're real sensitive about this, giving guys a chance to check their opportunities. I mean, the exercise, the option means there's something out there, but you do want those guys to chase those major league opportunities or foreign opportunity or whatever it is. You're trying to help those guys do that, and that's part of the process.
Yeah, with all of them, and everyone on our roster, that's what we're continuing to try to do, and we'll continue to try to do through the off season because that's the ultimate goal. So that's never going to stop. If we have the option on them, or if we don't have the option on them, we want all of our players to get those opportunities to move on and to better themselves.
A couple other guys that were released. Just comments on, you mentioned Darnell, but Pete Cosma. I know he's playing in Australia, playing for Perth. His situation?
Had a great year for us last year. Kind of the same situation.
Yeah, giving these guys, and again, that's the thing, giving these guys a chance to explore what's out there. Reign Reborn continues, so roll right along here. Where are we now as far as, are you in a certain point now where you kind of wait and see? When do we start seeing, now we're seeing the exercise, the options, but what's our timeline? Will we see any players probably before the first year? Will it be after the first year as far as guys actually inking on the dotted line?
Yeah, that really depends. I really don't like to put a time frame or a timeline on those kind of things. It's going to be see how things kind of formulate in the off season, and I don't like to rush things.
Right.
Kind of see how they come in. So I really don't. I don't have a formula when it comes to that.
Right,
if something pops up today that kind of that spurs us on, then we'll act on it. But if something doesn't happen until March, fans out there, don't panic. I'm still doing my job and I'm working hard to build the club for the upcoming season. It's just different timelines for different seasons.
He still has a very good data and phone plan, folks. He's on that phone. I know he is. That's Joe Capietra, Dan Vaughn here on Reign Reborn. A couple of league items. I want to get your thoughts on Rick Forney moving to the Atlantic League and leaving Winnipeg. I know you guys have a rivalry, but you're also a lot of respect for each other. Your thoughts on Rick Forney, the Winnipeg Goldeye skipper, now going to the Atlantic League, losing a good one there in the league.
Yeah, a great one. Someone that's been in this league for such a long time and a gentleman and so well respected in this league, but we're so happy for him. Just having an opportunity to get closer to home. And, right. We talk about the players all the time, and being able to better themselves and getting in a better situation for them. And Winnipeg has been Rick's home for such a long time as a player and as a coach and a manager. He has an opportunity to get a little closer to home now and be a little bit closer to his family. And this is an opportunity for him that I'm sure he's looking forward to. And we're all really happy for him. And he's going to be a success there also.
One more league item too. Playoff format returns, the way it was done last year. Does that excite you or not excite you? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's what it's in front of us, so it doesn't really move me either way. It's just it's what it is, and we're going to play with it. It's you play a season and you play a long season. And it's the way the playoffs are formatted. You look at the Los Angeles Dodgers that went, they went 110 plus games and they're put in a tight playoff situation. And they, unfortunately go home, early and in a tight playoff situation. And that's just what the playoffs are all about. On the flip side, you look at the Philadelphia Phillies, and they win 80 plus games and they played in the World Series, a couple games from winning the whole thing. When teams get hot at the right time, they have an opportunity to win the ultimate prize. And sometimes the longevity of the season, you try to put yourself in place to get to where you want to be in the postseason. And sometimes, it's, you have to play well in the postseason also,
Joe Capiatro with us here on Rain Reborn. Dan Vaughn with you. Glad you're along, talking Kansas City Monarchs and the American Association. Just a couple more things, a couple more, I guess, more lighter things here. First off, you come home. Do you have the season's over? You come home, you decompress. Is there like a long list waiting for you of things you got to do? Because I'm curious what happens that first few weeks. I mean, is it a bad scramble? Do you just pop your feet up? What do you do?
Well, at first it's a recovery stage, because it's really a grind during the season. So you really have to adjust, just being home and not the everyday grind of being a baseball manager, player, what have you. And then you start coming out of it, and then you start becoming a father and a husband. So it takes a little time, but then then the lists start coming out, and the honey-do lists start appearing.
I get it. We're getting close to Thanksgiving, which I can't believe we're almost already there. But your favorite Thanksgiving dish is what does Joe Capiatro have to have on Turkey Day on Thursday on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's always the stuffing. My mom's stuffing is on top of the list.
Gotcha. That I'll be over. Been a busy Philadelphia year for you. The Phillies, as you mentioned, and now the Eagles. So have you had that remote control going too? You've been going nuts with your fandom as a sports fan?
Yeah, you always Philly is doing well right now in the sports place. So it is fun.
Hey, I appreciate your time, Joe, and we will see you after the first of the year. Have a great Thanksgiving, great holiday, and go Monarchs. Appreciate you as always.
Guys, thank you for everything. Go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs.